Bonjour, bienvenue sur French Academy. Aujourd'hui, des conseils pour la présentation de l'oral d'IBDP, la fameuse présentation de 4 minutes au niveau SL. Alors, quelle est la structure de l'évaluation interne qui est l'oral? So, just a reminder that there's that part of the exam, you will take it with your own teacher, and then the whole recordings will be sent to the IB for moderation. So there are three parts of the oral. First part is the presentation, about 4 minutes, about a visual stimulus, which is usually a picture for the standard level, and for higher level, it's a presentation of an extract of one of the two books you've read. Today, I'm going to focus on the picture at the SL level. Second part, discussion on the stimulus, discussion on the picture. So starting from your presentation, your ideas, your teacher will lead you to conversation about the same picture, the same theme, and the same subject. All right. And third part will be a more general discussion on a different theme, about 5 to 6 minutes. So let's look at the objectives. Why do you learn a foreign language in IBDP? Compréhension interculturelle, that means you need to be aware of the cultural differences and the cultural specificities of the French-speaking countries. Utilisation de la langue dans divers contextes et finalités. So how do you use your language, the French language, to express your ideas and into a conversation, which is the second and third part. Prise en compte de différents points de vue provenant d'autres cultures, that's the intercultural aspect. I will come back to that. Lien entre langue et culture, again. Different cultures or different language don't look at the same issue with the same perspective, right? Relation entre langue et autres domaines de la connaissance. I strongly advise you, when you comment a picture, when you have a conversation, to use your other subjects to relate to it. Like, let's say we comment a picture about immigration and you're taking global politics. Use your global course to talk about what you've learned, or geography. Relation entre langue et autres domaines de la connaissance, I just talked about that. Engagement intellectuel et esprit critique, créatif. Your ideas have to be your own ideas and they have to be creative. And you need to keep your critical thinking. Base pour usage ultérieur dans les études, les professions et les loisirs. You're not learning the language for the exam. You're learning the language because speaking a foreign language is such a big asset in life, and it gives you such a stronger views, much stronger views on the world, and it helps you to communicate with people from different cultures. So the IB considers that course as a foundation for your future life. Curiosité, créativité et plaisir par la connaissance d'une langue supplémentaire. So you've access to, so, as I just said, so many things when you know foreign language. I just come back on the intercultural aspect of it. As you might know, there are 4 criteria for the oral speaking, the speaking assessment, the speaking exam. The criterion B1 is about your presentation on the stimulus. Students tend to talk about the stimulus without referring to a French-speaking country culture, and therefore, if it's the case, they can't get full marks. So at each step of your presentation, you need to refer to a French-speaking country culture, and that's not very difficult. There are 5 themes in the IBDP that relate to all the aspects of the course, whereas it's writing, speaking, oral comprehension, or reading comprehension. The 5 themes are organisation sociale, identité, expérience, ingéniosité humaine et partage de la planète. You've probably talked about that with your teacher. I just have, you can have a look at that slide for different subtopics for each theme. The theme in the speaking assessment is really important because you need to refer to it. You need to understand why that picture is related to that theme and develop your ideas based on the theme. So let's look at a specific picture today. That's the one I really like. It's about volunteering. I put it in the experience theme because your experience as a volunteer. And that relates to your CAS experience, and you can talk about it. That's why it's so interesting. So here you have a picture with Les Restaurants du Cœur, which are a very, very famous NGO in France that provides millions of meals to people who need it and other services. So let's focus on the presentation. It's 4 minutes, and it can be daunting at the beginning of grade 11. I've seen that many, many times. Sometimes it's difficult for you to reach the 4 minutes, but most of the time you go over 4 minutes. And we, as teachers, when you take the exam with us, we have to cut you at 4 minutes at the end of your sentence. So make sure you stay within the 4 minutes, and that's part of the adjustment you need to reach at the beginning of grade 11. So if we deconstruct a bit the 4 minutes, I would advise you to have a 30 seconds present introduction, then a 2 minute presentation, interpretation, analysis of the theme and the subject, and then a short conclusion, short but impactful conclusion. So let's look at it step by step. The introduction, 30 seconds. You describe the picture, but I'm not interested in listening to you saying that the lady has an orange t-shirt or whatever. I'm interested in the description of the picture relating to the theme and the subject. So here, on peut voir, sur cette photo, on peut voir trois femmes qui portent un t-shirt des Restaurants du Cœur et qui sont à côté du portrait du fondateur des Restaurants du Cœur, Coluche, qui est bien connu en France. Elles sont dans un supermarché où elles collectent des biens alimentaires pour les redonner et s'en servir ensuite pour donner des repas. Cette photo a clairement été prise en France puisque les Restaurants du Cœur sont une organisation non gouvernementale française bien connue. And then you introduce your plan. So when you prepared for that picture, you were thinking about two ideas. Let's go into the main body of your presentation. Interpretation et analyse, 2 minutes, okay? So you need to plan it as an essay. You really think about it like you're preparing for writing or for an essay in English or whatever. 2 parts, okay? With analysis and examples, all right? So, and you need to stick to the theme, experience. That's something I forgot to mention in my own introduction. And you need to refer to the picture. And you absolutely need to refer to the target culture in your examples, all right? So 2 parts, what do you want to talk about? Why volunteering is important? What is specific about volunteering in France, you know? What are the limits of volunteering? You choose 2 topics. You choose 2 things that you're interested in when we talk about volunteering. And you develop it, 2 shorter ideas with some examples related to the target culture. I always refer for my students to that triangle. You need to refer to the theme, you need to refer to the picture, come back to the picture, and you need to refer to the target culture. So when you prepare your analysis, remember that triangle. And then a short conclusion. Pour conclure, en conclusion, don't mess them up, okay? Don't say en conclure ou pour conclusion, it doesn't sound right. You can open up on a debatable question, or you can give your personal opinion. What you shouldn't do is repeat yourself. Don't repeat the same ideas you develop in your analysis, okay? Et voilà. 4 minutes go quicker than you think, okay? Again, it's planning that is very important here. And what you need, how do you prepare for that? You need to learn specific vocabulary, okay? You're talking about volunteering. You need to have some specific vocabulary to talk about it. You need to learn some transferable structures to introduce your ideas. So, en voyant cette photo, plusieurs questions me viennent à l'esprit to introduce your plan, for example. You need to read articles, you need to watch videos, you need to listen to Le Journal en français facile de RFI, for example. In short, you need to be interested by the target cultures, all right? So you can choose a newspaper or you can choose something that every day you can be exposed to, all right? And then you need to think about questions related to the picture. Some Those questions can be factual, very factual, conceptual, or debatable. Debatables are good for the final for the conclusion. And again, you need to plan your presentation. So, how to prepare for the speaking exam? You can contact me, of course, for tailored preparation, useful structures, and practice. Here are some examples of some of the transferable structures I was talking about. Cette image illustre un aspect du thème de l'expérience et plus particulièrement le sujet du bénévolat. Il s'agit d'une collecte de biens, de denrées alimentaires pour les restaurants du cœur. En effet, sur cette image, on peut voir trois femmes qui sont dans un supermarché devant un caddie dans lequel on peut distinguer des boîtes de conserve. Elles se tiennent devant le portrait de Coluche, qui est le fondateur des Restaurants du Cœur. Faire du bénévolat est une expérience, ok? Cette image illustre bien le thème de l'expérience, donc, et en voyant cette image, plusieurs questions me viennent à l'esprit. And then you introduce your two questions for your plan. Okay? So, see you soon and have a good day. Bonne journée. Au revoir.